5:30.
Were you raspberry picking? Emma, wearing her tie-dye T-shirt Gregory made for her. I thought you wanted to see these pictures from Oklahoma.
I guess Ryan's funeral took a lot more out of me than I realized. I'm sorry.
We just have to remember to feel lucky that we have Gregory. Carl lost both his sons.
You're right.
You can be so happy one day and the next just... You know Mrs. Blanchard down the road?
Mm-hmm.
She told me Jeremy Davies is having an affair.
Jeremy? With the farm stand, the one that sells our produce?
Yes.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Apparently the only one who doesn't know is his wife.
Let's get out of here. Come on.
Get out, go where? It's a little late for a walk.
Well, it's not too late to spend some time alone with my wife.
Well, I thought that's what we were doing.
I want more, Charlene. Let's leave Gregory with Tomas, and then we'll go to Sassy's and grab a bite to eat before I completely forget what it's like to be out with my wife.
Oh, thank you. Have you and John had any fights lately?
Oh, we scream a little bit every day.
Oh, no.
This malpractice suit is really grinding him down.
Do your magic, honey. Get the reporters to back off.
Mother, it's more than the reporters. It's the lawyers, it's the board, the boy's mother. Everyone is on him, and it is really starting to show.
I don't really think it's the lawsuit that's bothering John. I think it's the death of that little boy, Ben Michaels, and then Ryan's death.
Mother, have you and John been sharing again?
I happened to notice that he was a wreck at the funeral, that's all.
Well, I'm sure now that Charlene's in town, John will be a little more mellow.
You're right. I'm sure he will be.
But I don't want to talk about John. I want to talk about you and what's going on in your life.
Well, there's not much to tell. Everything that's going on in my life is going on in my head. I'm writing a new book right now.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to have a very happy ending.
Is everything all right with Amanda? You seem upset.
No, Amanda's fine. She wanted me to tell you that she never owned a gun.
That's strange. The weapon found at the crime scene was registered to Amanda.
No, I don't know what else to tell you. Someone else must have bought it.
But who would that be?
Well, I really must go now, Rachel. Thank you for your concern.
Well, of course I'm concerned. You're Ryan's brother.
Yes, I just need to be alone now. Good night.
Oh, no, Grant, you can't go yet. We're not finished.
What is it now, Carl?
Well, there are a few other things I want to go over with you.
Well, it'll have to wait until tomorrow because I don't think I can focus on anything more tonight.
Grant, you were the only person who can help me get a clear picture of how Ryan was shot.
But I told you before, I just can't think about this.
Yes, now it's clear. It's clear, it's painfully clear that the wounds, that he was shot in the back, right? At close range. But why? Why would someone as experienced as Ryan turn his back on someone like Justine?
Carl, we may never know what happened that night.
Unless she wasn't the one to pull the trigger. I mean, guns, that wasn't Justine's style, was it? I don't think so. I found her to be far more insidious. I mean, look at her treatment of Rachel and the poisoning of Lorna.
Yes, but she knew that the police were after her, so perhaps she had a gun for protection.
True, but then you'd have to answer, why Amanda's gun? Why not mine? Justine lived in this house. She was here the night of the shooting, man. She broke into our safe. She could very easily have gone through the desk.
Yes, she knew where the key was.
Exactly, but she didn't. She didn't bother. And Grant, the weapon is still in there, and it hasn't been fired.
Mom, are you okay?
I just wish I could remember what happened that night.
Well, guns are easy to come by, so Justine must have found one somewhere.
Well, do you have one at your place?
It's not safe to have a gun with a child in a house, Carl.
I didn't ask you if it was safe. I asked if you had one.
And I don't. And I don't see where this speculation is getting us. It's getting us nowhere.
Grant. Grant. You're the only person I can turn to. Now, look, Rachel, she can remember nothing, and I'm sure you'd agree that this would be too traumatic for Victoria.
No, and none of this will bring Ryan back now, will it?
I know that. Yes, I know that. But you see, I'm driven. I have to know just how my son died. He was your brother. And we put him in the ground this afternoon. Now, I can't let this day end. But I have some answers. Rachel, would you put the water on for some tea, and I'd like some coffee?
I don't feel very well. You'll excuse me.
What are you up to, Carl?
So you're doing all of your living for your characters these days? Maybe. But I can tell just from looking at you that it's not making you as happy as it used
Thank
to.
you, Doctor. Thank you. Okay, now it's my turn to ask questions.
No, please don't bother. My life is nothing but work.
Well, that's certainly good.
Well, it is. It's great, actually. I spend all day worrying about problems at work, and then I come home feeling too tired to feel sorry for myself.
You know, you had some good things happen to you before Grant turned your life upside down.
Mother, let's be honest. Okay, I've had some success, and I've had some money, but I've never had what you have with Daddy.
You will.
Maybe. But I have learned that you can't make someone fall in love with you. It just has to happen.
True. But usually when you don't expect it.
I used to come here when you were in Oklahoma.
This is perfect. I really can't tell you, I didn't realize how hungry I was till we got in the car.
Look, on second thought, let's go to someplace nicer. Come on.
Don't be silly.
Oh, there's John and Charlene.
Well, hi. Do they want us to sit down with them? Fine. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, well, we promised Felicia a home-cooked meal.
Why don't we catch up right now? Let's sit down, join us.
Yeah,
Sure.
Come on, grab a chair. Very nice of you.
Here, what a place. I'll move this around.
Okay. All right.
Here,
Here, honey.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, baby. You know, John's been so busy he hasn't been able to catch me up on what's been going on in town. It's been very swamped. Perhaps the two of you could help me get the weight of the world off his shoulders.
Well, I'll try.
No shop talk, though, all right?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I don't think that I've seen a movie in months. Looks like you haven't gotten out much, John, either.
And you, look positively glowing. So tell me what you've been doing with yourself since I left.
What if Sid had seen us together?
He didn't. He didn't have a clue.
Lucky, that was very
Look,
lucky.
Josie, I hate this as much as you do.
You know, I promised myself that I wouldn't screw up my life again. And what am I doing? Exactly that. Not only that, I'm screwing up your life, too.
Now, wait a second. That's not true.
Now, how would you feel about me if I was the one that got you kicked off the job?
Well, that's not going to happen.
We both know that it could.
Josie, I'm responsible for what I do, okay?
You know, Gary, I want to be with you. But I don't want to lose my job.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yep, it's the same song.
Pal. Look, let's not make all the racket, okay? All right?
Just a song I lost $5 on.
I'm sure you did. Look, just do me a favor, all right? Just clean yourself up, go home, get a little sleep, and then check yourself into a 12-step program.
You think I'd be here if I had a home?
myself on a guy like that.
Well, I don't.
That could be me. If we keep this up. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe us being together is...
Isn't being careful. I wish that we didn't have to look over our shoulders. But what's the alternative? I don't want to leave the job.
Well, you shouldn't leave the job. Being a cop is as much in your blood as it is in mine.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. So where does that leave us?
I don't know.
Well, tell me the truth. Do you think we should break up? Josie, tell me the truth. Do you think we should break up?
You know I don't want to. How about you?
No. No way. I don't want to live my life without holding you in my arms.
You know, if we were both cops, this would be the easiest, most natural thing in the world.
You're driving me crazy.
You know, maybe I should try to transfer out of town.
Why would you do that? You said you want to help people in Bay City.
Yeah, I want a lot of things. You know, but I'm learning that I can't have them all. Yes, I want to help people in Bay City, but I don't want to do it without you.
Well, then we just gotta hang in there. You know, like they tell me in my meetings, you change the things you can, but you accept the things you cannot change, and this is something we cannot change.
And what if we get caught?
We're not gonna get caught, because we're gonna be more careful.
Yeah. So you're talking about more sneaking into your apartment in dark glasses and going up the back steps. I'm sorry. It just has a lot of icky associations for me, Gary.
I know it does. I understand that, Josie. But what are we gonna do? We're not gonna live in the barn. I'm not gonna be in your bed at the farm. I'm not gonna take you to some motel all the time.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know, but I know this for sure, that when I think about the future, I want you to be with me.
Me too. But you know, Gary, the mistakes that we might make now could cost us for a long time.
Josie, I don't know a lot of things, but I know that this feels right. It's not a mistake.
I'm scared it might be.
Well, don't be scared. Look at me. Don't be scared. Because what we got is something special. I want to live this life with you to the fullest. The only way we can, which is one day at a time.
That's right. I really will. That's right.
Well, I just got these back from the lab.
John, I know you're probably sick of hearing about fundraisers, but I really this will grab your attention.
Charlene will trust us.
Gregory's gotten so big.
I really think he's starting to look like John, don't you think?
Yes, I'm not sure which one's more handsome.
You know, it's very good to be home. It's hard to get back in the pace of Bay City.
Oh, this is hardly the Big Apple, Charlene.
Yeah, but somehow it seems like we're always playing catch-up with ourselves. I have to remind John sometimes just to sleep and eat.
No, I have my mother to do that for me. Sometimes I have to beg her to stop.
See, that's exactly what I mean. We lose track of what our body needs. I just think that that's probably why I enjoy spending the hours that I do on the farm. I follow my own rhythms. I know it's probably very boring to other people, but I love being in the middle of weather. I like rain, and I like being surrounded by snow. I just think you lose track of that, living in a skyscraper.
We are like night and day. I swear, I'm scared being in the middle of a dark country road.
Oh.
I'd much rather fight off the muggers in the city, thank you.
And I would just absolutely hate living downtown. I couldn't even hear myself think.
There's a time when I thought that I would only live on a boat.
I remember.
Well, that was where you lived when you first came to town, on your sailboat. Listen, You know, that's a really very good idea for a book that I'm working on right now. And, I hope you'll all excuse me.
Mother, I thought you wanted some...
No, I don't want to cry. You know, you get these ideas and you're afraid you might lose them, so I need to jot them down. Okay?
Well, right well.
Yes, thank you. I hope you all understand. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Well, she talked about her book being kind of a downer earlier, and, well, it's just good to see that she's writing again. Well, there's no need for us to rush off. You have hardly touched your food, as have I. And I'm still hoping to catch up with Josie. I thought we'd run into her. John?
You up to something, Carl?
Flailing away, Matthew. Flailing away. I'm trying to apply logic, but there are gaps, huge gaps, in what the police say happened to Ryan.
You think Grant knows more than he's willing to tell?
Certainly be consistent. But then again, you know, that kind of man could be so very easily duped by a woman like Justine.
Well, the police closed the books on Ryan's case.
Yes, well, they may have all the facts that they require. I certainly do not. My son's death will be accounted for, second for second, and not with some cursory investigation.
What are you thinking?
But I buried my son today, not my duds.
Certainly asking Grant some loaded questions.
Well, it's all conjecture at this point, isn't it?
I just don't think his stomach is up for it.
Then again, he may very well be protecting dear departed mummy. I don't know. I may very well, if I want information from him, I may have to drag it out of him.
You know, I didn't want to mention this in front of my mom or Grant, but when I asked Amanda about the gun, her first thought was that Grant bought it in her name.
Yes, that thought occurred to me too, but that's a bit close to home, isn't it? I mean, if Amanda had found out that he'd purchased a weapon, registered it in her name, she would have turned him in, and he knows it.
Still, why would he need a gun?
Usual misbegotten reasons, paranoia, protection. What does Grant know that he isn't telling us?
What makes you think that I'm keeping something from you, Carl? I've told you everything I know. Why do you think there's more?
Oh, come on, old man. I mean, look at you. Look how upset you've been. It's very possible that you could forget something.
There isn't anything else.
All right. Then forgive me. And put it down to grief. You see, I look upon my son's death as a puzzle full of missing pieces. Now, I don't want you to spare me. I don't want you to hold anything back.
I'm not. Now, I really have to pass on tea because I'm anxious to get home. Good night. Night, Rachel.
I didn't mean to offend you, Grant.
No offense taken. I'm going to see him out.
Good night, darling. The man is a wreck.
Yes. Yes, he is.
I never thought I'd feel sorry for Grant, but I do. He's falling apart.
Yes, he's on the verge of complete breakdown, isn't he? But you know what's odd?
Yes. You never thought he cared as deeply for Ryan.
No. No. And you know what's strange? He becomes more and more distraught with each passing day.
Well, I'm sure you guys want to spend some time alone. It has been a pretty rotten day. Still can't believe that Ryan's gone. When someone so young dies, such a great life ahead of him.
Yeah. Makes you realize that every moment should count.
You know, I really think that's what Felicia was feeling. I could tell. She was not herself tonight.
Yeah, I think it was more the way Ryan died, you know, it just reminded her of my father.
Well, of course, no wonder she was so distracted.
You look pretty distracted, too, there, Doc.
Well, that's just status quo for me these days.
Well, buck up, bucko. I'll see you tomorrow bright and early at the Bone Factory. I should leave some money for this.
No,
shouldn't I?
I'll get it. It's fine.
Oh, thanks, John.
Good night. Take care of him,
Good
Charlie.
night.
No.
You take care. So, want to head home?
Sure wasn't much of a night out, was it?
No need to apologize.
But I do. Oh, sweetheart, I've been so self-centered.
No, don't say that. Please don't say that. You've got an entire hospital to run. Plus the death of this child, and then Ryan, and the lawsuit.
No,
Oh,
please, the lawsuit, don't remind me.
Let's just be happy that we get to go home together and love each other. Hmm? Come on, you know, I could help if you'd let me.
I mean, I would like nothing better than to shout out to the whole world how I feel about you.
What? You're saying that someday we'll be able to have parties and invite the whole squad over?
Yeah, someday. I think right now we just gotta shoot for being able to go someplace where we don't have to wear bags on our heads to be together.
Your apartment?
Actually, I had a different place in mind. I thought maybe we'd go away for the weekend, you know, a place in the country where nobody knows us.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Me too.
Hey, you know, though, we haven't taken any vacation time. Why don't we just go for the whole week?
I think that's gonna be a little bit tricky. I mean, seriously, the guys in the squad, they're sharp. When we start taking vacation time, soon they're gonna know it's together.
Yeah, couldn't it just be a coincidence?
Not if we come back with the same hands, no.
Okay. That's out.
Look, I think as long as the captain is posting memos about Regulation 23, we can't tell anybody we're a couple.
You know, if Ryan... Well, I think Ryan would have made an exception for us. Maybe. What is it? Ryan.
I was just thinking, you know, how many more cops am I gonna have to bury?
Are you thinking about Greece?
Yeah.
Hey. It's okay. Okay, okay. I have to go.
No.
Yes, I have to go.
All right. Well, be careful.
You too. I'm gonna check out some weekend getaways for us.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
Gary, hi.
Felicia, you really shouldn't be down here.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just taking a little walk.
Oh.
What about you? Are you on duty?
Sort of, yeah.
Gary,
I had
I'm sorry
some...
I asked that. Forget it. I shouldn't have asked you that question. I know what you're doing down here. I saw you kissing Josie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's great. Great. Okay, so I guess now is where I get the double-barreled sponsor from hell speech. You know, go ahead and you can yell at me and tell me everything that I did wrong.
I already know
No,
that.
say whatever you want to say because I'm not getting rid of Josie.
No, I'm not asking you to.
Who are you and what have you done with Felicia?
Now, listen to me. There are a lot of die-hard alcoholics in the program that would not agree with this, but I believe that there are exceptions to the rule, especially when it comes to love.
I can't believe you're saying this.
Yeah, well, if you really want her, then I think you should go for it.
I cannot. You have no idea how much this means to me. You have no idea how much I've struggled with this and struggled and struggled.
Listen, I know things like this happen. I mean, you didn't do this intentionally, but...
Hey,
That's for not telling me. I am your sponsor. You're supposed to tell me stuff. I'm supposed to be helping you.
I know that. You're right,
Okay.
okay? I didn't realize you were going to be so supportive.
Well, I want to be. So come on. Tell me all about you and Josie.
Well, when Grace died, you know, I felt very, very empty inside me. And, you know, I just never thought I was going to feel this way again, ever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You're doing it again.
Charlene, I'm doing 52. That's not speeding.
No, the car's fine. I'm talking about your brain. I think it must be going about 500 miles a minute.
I guess I get to where I don't even notice anymore.
Well, it must be going too fast for your mouth, because you have hardly said a word to me since I've been home. You know, you used to give me a rundown on your day. I loved that. Tell me everything that went on at the hospital.
Things haven't been too upbeat.
I don't care. I don't care. I feel like I know every resident, every nurse. I enjoy their victories right along with you. The ups and downs are a real contrast to life on the farm. It's so predictable there. I mean, I find that comforting. I do. But you bring the outside world home to me. You make me see that time doesn't stand still. We don't always get what we expect. Life can throw us some pretty terrible curves. Like Ryan, but darling, it can throw us some wonderful surprises. Like you and me. Gregory.
Got a minute, Gabe?
Any time, old pal. Come on in.
I wanted to extend my thanks to the department for giving Ryan such a memorable send-off.
Oh, no. Must have been hell for you, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm afraid I made a spectacle of myself not being able to finish a eulogy.
No. Come on. Everybody understood. We were all feeling it. Look, you did fine. I got something for you. I was going to give this to you before, but I didn't think the time was right.
Is it?
It's a letter that Ryan wrote to me years ago. I think he was maybe 10 years old. The two of you had one of your famous fights, and he asked me if I'd help patch things up. I was going to give it to him, but I never got the chance.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, look, bad timing. I'm sorry. I should have waited to give that
It's
to
all right,
you.
I'm fine, thanks. I'll read it later.
Yeah. You remember how he was? His whole world fell apart if you were mad at him.
Yeah. I guess I should have treated him better, huh?
Hey, come on. All big brothers are rough on the little guys. You meant the world to him. You know that.
Well, if he were here now, I'd tell him how sorry I was. You know, for forever being angry at him. He was the best.
Yeah. You were lucky to have him as long as you did, Grant.
Yeah, very lucky.
Hey, hang on.
You know, I've heard the investigation is closed, Gabe. I just wondered if you found out anything more about what happened to Ryan that night.
I'm sorry, Grant. That's confidential.
Thank you. I'm asking as a friend, Gabe.
I know, and I can't answer that.
But the case is closed.
Well, that depends. If we find any new information, any new evidence, we could reopen. Sorry. Yeah, pick him out. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
I know you ache for Ryan. But come upstairs so I can hold you.
Now, I want to think things through a bit more.
What is it? Tell me.
Well, my thoughts are rather like these cards. I must move carefully. If I move too quickly, the house will collapse. Then I shall have nothing.
You may never be able to figure this out, you know.
Yes. Well, I don't know where it's leading, but I have to keep going, don't I?
Just take out going for another hour, then check back with me. Yeah, we may have to pull the plug. All right, I gotta go. Bye.
You know, Gabe, I can understand that you have to keep this investigation under wraps, but I still have questions. After all, the officers never found my mother's remains.
Grant, we have photographs of your mother's remains found at the crime scene. Believe me, they are very convincing.
The idea of my mother shooting her own son, I have a hard time accepting that, you know, although I just can't imagine who else might have been there.
Look, I know this is tough to take, losing your mother and brother on the same night, especially the way everything went down.
It's very tough. I haven't had a lot of sleep.
Look, you're not going to help anything if you're going to ruin your health. Now, you got to go home and crash.
Gabe, I could cope with this a lot better if I knew what was in that final report.
Grant, the investigation is officially closed. Now, believe me, if we find any new evidence...
You might reopen it, huh?
I'm a good cop. That's my job.
All right, fair enough. But if you find anything, you know, a lead, anything, I'm asking you as a friend, Gabe, to let me know. Now, I promise you, it'll never go any further than me. Now, you have my word on that.
We're talking off the record here now, right?
Absolutely. I just have to put this to a rest so my brother can lie peacefully.
All right, look, I promise. If I find any new information, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hate leaving things unfinished. I want all the facts.
Yeah, you always were an overachiever.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm very thorough. Now, I want you to go home. I want you to get some rest, all right?
I'm fine.
Come on.
I will be fine after this whole thing is solved.
Right. Okay, easy.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
Hi, yes, I was wondering, how many rooms do you have at Woody Pines? See, we're looking for someplace small with a lot of privacy. Really? Well, that sounds great. Yeah, we'll be driving in from Bay City. 4 hours? Excellent. Okay, well, no, just for the weekend. Listen, I'll call you back tomorrow and then I'll give you the dates. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hi.
Yeah.
So, Tomas is studying, Gregory is sound asleep, but Luis is feeling better.
Good. Told you worried too much.
Yeah, I wish Greg would wake up. You know, we have a lot of time to catch up on. I miss the little guy.
So do we. Is this a popcorn night?
Absolutely.
I'm going to go and check and see if there are any facts.
I'm so glad to see you. I can't believe they have you working all these night shifts.
Well, it's my job, Mama. You know, I can't help it.
Well, I don't suppose the station house was a very happy place today.
No. You know, Ryan always said that some of us wouldn't be standing at the end of the year, but no way any of us thought it would be him.
Does it make you want to quit?
No way.
I'm sorry.
You know, despite all the terrible things that have happened, I'm actually really happy. I guess that sounds awful.
No, it doesn't. Mm-mm. I could see it in your face when I got home. Something very special about your smile.
Well, it's not just the job, Mama.
Yes?
I met someone.
Ah, so you haven't been working all the night shifts.
No.
All right.
Come on, just be happy for me.
I'm very happy for you, sweetie. So when do we get to meet this lucky guy?
I'm not sure.
Well, look, why don't you come out for dinner? You all could come in. Oh, no, better yet, John and I could take you out.
You know, I would love to, Mama, but...
We'll go someplace swanky. We'll pull out all the stops. Hmm?
Look, Mama, I'm sorry, but you can't meet him.
Can't we all go out together? Who is this man? Don't you want him to meet your family?
No. The thing is, Mama, he already has. He's already met you, kind of.
Don't you
Sort of.
tell me he's married.
No, he's not married, no. In fact, it's worse. He's a cop.
Well, what's the matter with that? I mean, you have so much in common.
No, there's a rule, a regulation, no relationships between fellow officers. I mean, it's grounds for immediate dismissal from the force.
Wait, so you all are dating anyway?
Well, I wouldn't call it dating, exactly. It's more like we've been seeing each other. But it's totally undercover.
Well, I'm sorry. That must be very tough.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough, especially because I really care about him, you know, and I want to show that, and I can't, you know, but sometimes I feel like people can tell anyways.
Josie, you know, you told me that being on the force makes you feel so good about who you are.
It does.
Mm-hmm. And now that you have that, you are willing to risk losing it?
We're going to try to find a way around the rule book.
Well, Josie, I hope you can. This sounds very chancy.
We need each other, Mama. It's worth the risk.
Josie, are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I can't stop thinking about him. And besides, we tried to end it. It doesn't end.
Then I hope it works out for you. Yes, I do. And I hope that this fella is as solid and loving as John is, and that he tells you what's in his heart.
You know something, I swore I wasn't going to let myself care about anybody like this since Chris died.
You have to be careful. You can get swept up by these feelings.
So what are you saying to me, that I'm making a mistake?
No.
But...
No, I promise you I wouldn't preach.
No, yeah, but that's what sponsors do best, right?
Hey, there are certain guidelines here.
Okay, so go ahead. Preach.
I care about you. And most alcoholics recover in a program of some kind. And when a person in AA starts to drink again, it's usually because they've just tossed away all the rules.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that.
Really? When's the last time you went to a meeting? When?
A few days.
Gary,
But that's because of
that is
Ryan.
totally
No,
unacceptable.
no, wait a sec. Unacceptable.
What?
All I've been doing is working,
This disease
Felicia.
has been in your life for a long time. And you can't treat it by dropping in on a meeting when it's convenient for you.
Okay, all right. I heard you. Okay?
Okay.
End of lecture?
Fine. I just got off my soapbox.
Great. Because I'll tell you something. I'm not going to give up Josie. I deserve to be happy.
Yes, I think you do.
And we're happy together. We are.
I want this to last for you. So I'm going to ask you something. Are you doing this for all the right reasons? You're not using her, are you?
Using her?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No way. No way would I... First of all, she feels the same way about this relationship
I am
that
not
I do.
talking about her sobriety. I'm talking about yours. Please, Gary. Please. Don't lose sight of this.
I'm not gonna. Do you understand that I cannot let her go? I've tried. I can't do it. I want her in my life.
If this is real and you really love her, then cherish it.
I will. And I know what I'm doing, so don't worry.
I hope so. Because I can't think of anything better than choosing love.
Dale Service Center? You open 24 hours? No, I don't need a tow. I need my tires changed tonight. Look, I don't care what the price of a rush job is. The tires I'm on are dangerous and they have to go. Excellent. Excellent. I'm 15 minutes outside of Chicago. You make me your priority when I get there, and I'll pay you double. Good. I'm on my way.
Carl? Dad? Ryan? Claire?
You see things others don't. You're willing to look evil in the face. Look for the mark of Cain. A man who would not be his brother's keeper. What? I came to tell you, you're right.
Ryan, wait.
Remember me.